Okay, good evening everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Mahmoud, the Assistant Head of Department for Middles and Seniors at Brilliance Language School. Okay, and in today's session, we're going to be talking about teaching literature. Okay, so first of all, let me ask you a question. What is literature? What is literature?
Literature is divided into plays, poems,
Poems, plays, novels, and so on. Okay, so after all, literature is what? Something we hear, something we see, something we read, or what? Mostly.
read.
So it's related to written texts, right?
Read and enjoy.
Thank you so much. So again, literature is something that we read, okay, and we enjoy. Okay. Now, in today's session, I'd like to set my objectives clear at the very beginning. We're going to talk about what, why, and how. So, what would I mean by what concerning literature? Yes, that's number one. What is literature, and why?
Why to study it? Why do we read it?
Why do we read the literature? Maybe, but again, we're giving a session for you as a teacher, right? So it's not about reading literature. It's about teaching literature. Okay, and how? Of course, to teach or to make use of literature in your class. Supposedly في video. So can we watch it? It's for 1.5 minutes. Okay. So. To continue the rest of the video, but let me ask you some questions now. According to the video, okay, now what's the importance of literature? Why is literature important?
It's about stories, sharing information.
Sharing, okay, and sharing not only information, sometimes also experience, right? Okay, and culture, thank you, because literature, it's a way of recording our cultures, right? It's related to history, it's related to past experiences and achievements, right? Okay. And you said something about sharing ideas, right? Okay. Now, throughout literature, do we only share ideas? Only experiences, ideas, beliefs, and so on, right? Okay. Now, do you believe that teaching experiences and ideas would be beneficial to your students?
Yes.
Of course, right? So what's the importance of teaching them values or ideas or morals?
It will help them learn indirectly.
Thank you so much. Learning indirectly, and it can motivate them later on to be better, to build on their experiences, to share even their own experiences with us. So we are indirectly encouraging them to speak, right? Right? Throughout a discussion, throughout maybe they can speak in words, right? Expressing themselves in words. Okay, so if we're going to check the definition of literature, it's a term that refers to works of creative imagination. And it introduces us to a world of, again, experience. Okay? So, why literature? Now, number one, literature is an authentic text, after all. And for example, imagine yourself teaching a poem for William Shakespeare, a novel like Tale of Two Cities, something historical and romantic for Charles Dickens and so on. So we're exposing our students to something authentic. Something authentic. Also, literature encourages interaction. It's all about discussion. Okay, so again, people talk. We get our students to talk most of the time. And of course, they're using the language we're teaching them, English, right? And they can they can increase their vocabulary knowledge indirectly. Okay, it's not a grammar lesson, it's not a vocabulary lesson, but they can indirectly take something.
So it's in English and Arabic, so if you are teaching literature in Arabic, also the
Surely.
student learns.
Yes, I remember a word in poetry called luka.
Yes.
It's in Arabic,
So,
and I didn't know what is luka. It's la'im,
yes.
right? And I still remember it up to date.
Yes. So,
Okay, now literature expands language awareness. How would that be? How can I use literature to expand language awareness?
so for example, if you have a tool just like Inversion, so
Okay.
be exposed to something that
Right?
that-
Maybe you can focus, you can understand something throughout the use of the direct speech or passive voice. So again, we can relate grammar to understand the whole meaning. We can dig deeper into the surface meaning and the deep meaning or the hidden meaning, right? Okay, so we're making use of integrating grammar and vocabulary.
sometimes they use pun, for example.
Surely. Okay. Also, literature educates the whole person. Again, and I think this is our target after all, okay? Teaching the whole person. We're teaching them values. And that's why it's a hard task for you to choose the right text, the right poem, the right novel, or the right play to teach, okay? Because what's the moral you're going to teach them? What are the themes they are going to be exposed to? And of course, literature is motivating, as we said. Now, considering how to teach literature, now there are more than one, let's say, approach or method to teach literature. Number one, it's called the cultural model. So from the title, if I'm going to teach literature or any play or novel as a cultural model. So I'm going to be focusing on the language the language used in this piece of literature or its themes and the situation, the experience, okay, or how this thing was written, when was it written, what are the contexts or the surroundings of this. So this is the most traditional approach, and the literary text is viewed as a source of information and facts. Okay, now somehow you don't have to object, or you don't have that much of space to discuss a certain situation, or why did a character do so and so, okay? Also, students are required to explore the social, political, and historical context of the text. This is what he said about the culture surrounding the text itself. And for example, in Tale of Two Cities, they have, if they're going to study it according to the cultural model, they have to get an idea about the French Revolution, what were the political status of France at the time, and so on. Surely. Also, the approach allows students to understand different cultures. Again, we're moving around culture. And no specific language work is done on the text. Again, we're using the text as is. Okay? It's untouchable. But one of the drawbacks of this one, and actually this is the major one, is that this approach is rejected by the TEFL experts and it tends to be teacher-centered. Okay? Again, I'm guiding students around a certain area and they're not allowed to exceed it. The second one, it's called the language model. And of course, from the title, we're focusing on the language, right? Vocabulary, grammar, structure, and so on. So it's the most common approach, not the traditional one. Okay? And the literary text is viewed as a linguistic source. So I have to make use of the language, the vocabulary, the intonation, everything I have in the literary text. Again, the text itself.
Why this word not that word?
And for example, what's the importance of using the passive voice? The way, for example, some literary texts are accompanied with an audio CD. So as we were saying, again, it's the language model, okay, and we're making use of language, okay, and I mean.
Passive?
Okay, again, the importance of passive as a structure, okay. We can also refer to intonation, right? And how it conveys meaning, okay. Also, it allows students to access the text in a systematic way, okay. So they have to differentiate between the literal meaning and the figurative meaning, the direct and the indirect meaning, okay. Again, according to grammar. But in this approach, there is a little engagement between the learners and the text itself, or the, let's say, the experiences of the text itself. The last one, which is supposed to be our target and what to apply inside our classrooms, it's the personal growth model. Okay, and by the word personal, we are referring to us as teachers or to our students? Okay, so it's getting them or teaching in a student-centered way, not a teacher-centered manner. In this one, it attempts to bridge the cultural model and the language model together. So we focus on the culture, we focus on the surrounding background of the text, okay, when it was said and why it was said, for example, and how it is written, or how it is said, or how it is acted or performed, if it is a play. Also, learners are encouraged to experience their opinions and feelings about the text, again, student-centered, reflecting on the text from their own experience. Much engagement, okay? And learners are given help to use the language. Okay, again, grammar, punctuation, intonation, and so on. But why? Again, to understand the meaning, to understand the culture, to understand the themes we're teaching, or the morals. And the approach helps learners to develop knowledge of ideas in the language through different themes and topics. So please remember that text itself has no meaning. It only provides direction for the reader to construct meaning. Don't force your own understanding of the text for students. Just be their guide and allow them much space to reflect their experiences. Don't tell them that there is a certain model answer for a certain question in the exam. Let them feel free to express their own ideas. Again, we're teaching them how to personally grow, how to grow their experience, how to express their experiences, okay? So let them feel free, okay? The reader to construct meaning from the reader's, again, own experience. Thank you so much. This was my presentation.